The Los Angeles Lakers are interested in acquiring former number 5 overall pick Dante Exum, according to Clutch Point's Anthony Owen. Speaking on his Lakers Lounge podcast, Owen noted that the Lakers were keen to sign the Aussie to a veteran minimum contract, given his past ties with both Luka Doncic and general manager Rob Pelinka. Exum spent 2 seasons as Doncic's teammate in a Dallas Mavericks uniform and was previously represented by Pelinka. Rob Pelinka was previously Dante Exum's agent, Irwin said. So you have that built-in relationship. He is a very solid perimeter defender. I like that he's a little bigger, a little longer, which is something the Lakers need. He is somebody the Lakers are going to be interested in. To Owen's point, Exum, a 6'5" guard, has blossomed into a reliable 3 and D player in recent years. During Dallas' run to the 2024 NBA Finals, he shot 49% from deep, 1.03 per game, in the regular season and was solid defensively in the playoffs. Dante Exum's injury history. Exum, an unrestricted free agent, is expected to be available for the veteran minimum price tag due to his recent injury history. The 29-year-old guard appeared only in 20 games last season due to a fractured left hand, a year after foot injuries prevented him from playing more than 55 games. The Australian guard spent more than 2 seasons outside the NBA, between 2020-21 and 2023-24, in large part due to his injury history. He dealt with severe ankle and knee issues early in his career, which led to the Jazz eventually trading him after 4.5 seasons. Utah selected Exum with the number 5 overall pick in 2014. Exum has averaged just 6.3 points and 2.3 assists in his career, but his resurgence with the Mavericks proved that he warrants a spot on an NBA bench. Other Lakers options in free agency. The Lakers are expected to use their taxpayer mid-level exception, projected at $5.7 million, to sign a backup center via multiple insiders. However, they could also use the MLE on a veteran sharpshooter such as Gary Trent Jr. or Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Besides Exum, another backup guard linked to the Lakers is DeAnthony Melton, who will also become an unrestricted free agent after spending a year with the Warriors. According to The Athletic's Jovan Buha, Exum and Melton are 2 backup guards that the Lakers are expected to target. Guards off the top of my head, I did hear LA Times writer Dan Woik mention D'Anthony Melton, and I like that name. Dante Exum, a former Rob Pelinka client, I like that name, too, Buha said on his podcast in late May. For Exum, I view him more as like a 5th guard. I would not want him as the primary addition. Melton, there's some risk with him coming off the injury, but I think he's an upside play that, especially for the vet minimum contract, could outperform it. As of this writing, the Lakers have only 9 players under contract going into the 2025-26 season. That number will increase to 11 if LeBron James, $52.6 million player option, and Dorian Finney-Smith, $15.3 million player option, exercise their options. With Kyrie Irving expected to miss the first half of the 2025-26 season with an ACL injury, the Dallas Mavericks are reportedly eyeing former Los Angeles Lakers guard D'Angelo Russell as a temporary replacement. According to ESPN's Shams Charania, the Mavs have their sights set on 4 separate point guards to pick up the slack for Irving until his expected January return. The report came shortly after Irving declined his $43 million player option and inked a new 3-year, $119 million extension to stay in Dallas. The Mavs are expected to open up the $5.7 million taxpayer mid-level exception by signing Irving to this deal, sources said. Charania wrote. Potential targets for that salary slot would have included Dennis Schroeder, D'Angelo Russell, Chris Paul, and Malcolm Brogdon, sources said. Russell can be a solid backup. During his multiple stints with the Lakers, Russell struggled as a starting point guard, especially on the defensive end. However, he showed the ability to be a solid backup floor general to the likes of LeBron James and Austin Reeves, and there's no reason to believe he won't thrive in a similar role in Dallas. Shortly after he was traded to the Nets, Russell reflected on his tumultuous second run with the Lakers, but took accountability for things going south. It's great, Russell told Hoops Hype of being traded back to Brooklyn. I would never take it for granted, coming from where I came from. Obviously, I was a little traumatized there. To be here and get the opportunity to just be me where there's familiarity, as well, is just icing on the cake. I'm at the point in my career where I'm not going out and scoring 25 points every night and wowing with numbers. It's a point where I'm trying to gravitate towards doing it the right way, and how I can contribute to winning is my priority. Coach Fernandez lets me do that. He trusts me already, so I can imagine getting to training camp for something like that and having that under my belt with the guys. I think the sky's the limit. Kyrie Irving expected back in January. Russell, an unrestricted free agent, is expected to be available for either the veteran minimum or the MLE, $5.7 million, per multiple insiders. The Mavericks will potentially need Russell to operate as the starting point guard until Irving's return. The Duke alum is expected to rejoin the team by January, per ESPN. Dallas is expected to be a serious title contender following Irving's return. At full strength, the Mavericks are expected to start Irving, Klay Thompson, Cooper Flagg, number 1 overall pick, Anthony Davis, and Derek Lively too, with the likes of PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, Najee Marshall, and Max Christie off the bench. Many believe the Mavericks have one of the deepest and talented rosters in the league and could pose a serious threat to the Thunder and Rockets, the odds-on favorites to win the West and the NBA championship in 2026. The Mavericks missed the playoffs last season following Irving's injury. After the Los Angeles Lakers had Luka Doncic fall into their laps in incredibly fortunate fashion before the mid-season trade deadline, the last thing Golden State Warriors fans want to see is their Pacific rival handed another obvious gift. Yet, that's just what may happen in the wake of Kristaps Porzingis' departure from the Boston Celtics, with the Atlanta Hawks trade for the Latvian big man clearly signaling their intention to part ways with another veteran center. The Lakers could be gifted Clint Capela in free agency. If there was any doubt over Clint Capela's departure from Atlanta this offseason, the final nail was well and truly put in his Hawks tenure by the Porzingis trade. With the 2024 NBA champion and Onyeka Okongwu on the roster, there's little need for Atlanta to consider bringing Capela back. With the 31-year-old set to hit free agency, the Lakers appear the obvious destination given their need for a center this offseason. More specifically, there's a clear need for a proven shot blocker who can also run the floor and take advantage of pick and rolls with Luka Doncic and LeBron James. Capela fits that mold in pretty straightforward fashion, even if he's not the player he once was and who Golden State fans will strongly remember from his days with their rival Houston Rockets. The Swiss international still averaged 8.9 points, 8.5 rebounds, and a block per game this past season, though that actually broke a 7-year run where Capela averaged a double-double. Capela isn't some great player or anything like that, but it should anger Warrior fans that the Lakers will likely fill their void rather easily, while Golden State's path to addressing their center position is far more complicated. As Tim Kawakami of the San Francisco Standard put it on Tuesday, the Warriors could use an athletic center who, ideally, also shoots three-pointers. Coming across such a player will be difficult, particularly after one potential option in Porzingis was just traded. Golden State need a starting big to space the floor next to Draymond Green, but asking that of a second-year Quinton Post with huge defensive concerns is fraught with danger. It's those spacing concerns that makes it unlikely that the Warriors themselves would have interest in Capela, even if he does figure as a better veteran option than Kevin Looney. Finding an upgrade to Jackson Hayes won't be difficult for the Lakers, and turning to Capela may be just one move they make in achieving that. For the Warriors, finding an upgrade is less straightforward given there appears no perfect solution to an issue that could make or break their championship hopes.